1. We wage war because we think we're good at it, and because at a gut level, we've come to believe that American wars can bring good to others, hence our feel-good names for them. Like Operations Enduring Freedom and Iraqi Freedom. Most Americans are not only convinced we have the best troops, the best training, and the most advanced weapons, but also the purest motives. Unlike the bad guys and the barbarians out there in the global marketplace of death, our warriors and warfighters are seen as gift givers and freedom bringers, not as death dealers and resource exploiters. Our illusions about the military we support serve as catalyst for, an apology for, the persistent war-making we condone. 2. We wage war because we've already devoted so many of our resources to it. It's what we're most prepared to do. More than half of discretionary federal spending goes to fund our military and its war-making or war preparations. The military-industrial complex is a well-oiled, extremely profitable machine in the armed forces, our favorite child, the one we've lavished the most resources and praise upon. It's natural to give your favorite child free rein. 3. We've managed to isolate war's physical and emotional costs, leaving them on the shoulders of a tiny minority of Americans. By eliminating the draft and relying ever more on for-profit private military contractors, we've made war a distant abstraction for most Americans, who can choose to consume it as spectacle, or simply tune it out as so much background noise. 4. While war and its costs have, to date, been kept at arm's length, American society has been militarizing fast. Our media outlets, intelligence agencies, politicians, foreign policy establishment, and homeland security bureaucracy are so intertwined with military priorities and agendas as to be inseparable from them. In militarized America, griping about soft-hearted tactics or the outspokenness of a certain general may be tolerated. But forceful criticism of our military or our wars is still treated as deviant and un-American. 5. Our profligate, high-tech approach to war, including those Predator and Reaper drones armed with Hellfire missiles, has served to limit American casualties, and so has limited the anger over, and harsh questioning of, our wars that might go with them. While the U.S. has had more than 1,000 troops killed in Afghanistan, over a similar period in Vietnam we lost more than 58,000 troops. Improved medical evacuation and trauma care, greater reliance on standoff precision weaponry and similar force multipliers, stronger emphasis on force protection within American military units. All these and more have helped tamp down concern about the immeasurable and soaring costs of our wars. 6. As we incessantly develop those force-multiplying weapons to give us our edge, though never an edge that leads to victory, it's hardly surprising that the U.S. has come to dominate, if not quite monopolize, the global arms trade. In these years, as American jobs were outsourced or simply disappeared in the Great Recession, armaments have been one of our few growth industries. Endless war has proven endlessly profitable, not perhaps for all of us, but certainly for those in the business of war. 7. And don't forget the seductive power of beyond worst-case, doomsday scenarios, of the prophecies of pundits and so-called experts, who regularly tell us that, bad as our wars may be, doing anything to end them would be far worse. A typical scenario goes like this: if we withdraw from Afghanistan, the government of Hamid Karzai will collapse, the Taliban will surge to victory, Al-Qaeda will pour into Afghan safe havens, and Pakistan will be further destabilized, its atomic bombs falling into the hands of terrorists out to destroy Peoria and Orlando.